Little Wonders of the Palm Beaches is brought to you by Discover the Palm Beaches and Palm Beach County, the best way to experience Florida.
Welcome to Little Wonders of the Palm Beaches.
That's a face plant right there.
Oh my gosh! You never know what you'll find at the green market. Who knew art could be so much fun?
All right, you ready to paddle?
Yeah, let's do it.
When people aren't looking, sometimes I do this.
Oh my God.
And then go back to making my chocolate bar.
It's a long way down. This is the perfect spot for a selfie. Today, we're gonna learn how to surf. Let's get to it.
Yeah, bruh.
Check out the wild side of Palm Beach County. This is Little Wonders of the Palm Beaches. We're about to see Palm Beach County from 1,000 feet in the air. We're parasailing with Adventure Water Sports in Riviera Beach, Florida.
Well, we're Adventure Water Sports. We ran parasailing here in Palm Beach over the last few years, and we're taking a group out to parasail today. Leaving Riviera Beach Marina, heading past Peanut Island. We're going to take a ride out the inlet, and today we're going to fly in front of Singer Island. Parasailing is real simple. On the ride out, we put everyone in a harness. Once the parasail's up in the air, you walk back and we attach you to it, and the boat takes off. You take off from the boat, land right back on the boat. We have a 1,000-foot of rope, so you have a really good view. You're really high up in the air. A lot of people see sea turtles, sometimes we see dolphins swimming around, other fish.
That was so cool. You could see everything.
Little Wonders of the Palm Beaches is brought to you by Discover the Palm Beaches and Palm Beach County, the best way to experience Florida.
Welcome to the Murakami Museum and Japanese Gardens. That includes 200 acres of non-stop beautiful landscapes. Let's go check it out.
We're at the Murakami Museum and Japanese Gardens, right in the heart of the outside of Delray Beach, Florida. And we are on 200 acres, 17 of which are formally manicured. We have 17 distinct period Japanese gardens, and people come here almost as a staycation to really get a taste of Japan. We're completely Japanese authentic. And so when visitors arrive, over the course of the year, there's 2 to 3 changing, rotating exhibitions in our main museum, as well as the 6 distinct period gardens. Our main original Japanese museum is still on our property. In addition, we have our Oki Education Building. We have all the native wildlife that was native to this area from the time of our inception here. We have native Florida bobcat, we have all sorts of wildlife such as the koi in our lakes and the tilapia and all varieties of turtles, and people will spot everything from bunnies to snakes to alligators to otters, so it's a whole wildlife experience. In addition, we have people that come in all sorts of weather, beautiful sunny days like it is right now, to overcast days, to days when it's raining. People enjoy seeing the garden in that type of light. Each weather source is a different form of light on the garden, and people appreciate seeing it in all those different lights as well. The Murakami Museum and Japanese Gardens is truly a little wonder of the Palm Beaches.
So I am the garden curator here at the Murakami Museum and Japanese Gardens, and what that means is I'm responsible for fostering our 16 acres of beautiful Japanese gardens. Japanese gardens historically are a really nice way for people to experience mindfulness and peacefulness and serenity, and I'm responsible for carrying out that vision. As you can see, this is a very highly maintained garden. Things are pruned in a very specific way, but you'll see things like you see here, which is a nice branch pad structure in a cloud layering. This is pretty standard in not only Japanese garden, but also things that people are more familiar with, like bonsai. The difference between that and Japanese gardening is that these are literally in the ground. So although we maintain and control everything, it's man's control over these types of landscapes that really give everybody that feeling of man's presence in the gardens. So we have 6 different historical periods that we go through, beginning with the Shinden Islands and then into our Bamboo Grove, then following through to our Paradise Garden. We have 2 Zen gardens or Karen Sensui gardens that people usually associate Japanese gardens with. We have our Late Rock Garden and our Flat Garden, moving into our modern romantic garden, which is the most contemporary, and then back through to our museum, passing Rocky Point. In the center of our property, we have the Yamato-kan, which is our smaller museum, our original museum. We mostly have people that come here and they're trying to escape their busyness of their daily lives in the concrete jungle, if you will. So especially here in South Florida, we're very busy, we're very developed, and this is kind of that peaceful serenity spot that people will come to get their mind away from the busyness of their regular lives, and you can come here and listen with your eyes and hear with your senses and really just enjoy the quiet, the peacefulness, while maybe hearing a bird in the background or the clacking of the blowing bamboo in the wind, a peaceful waterfall, maybe followed by a slight fragrance of a flower that you're walking by. But that's really the true essence of a Japanese garden, is taking that moment that you're here to really enjoy that moment to its fullest. Water is very important in Japanese culture, as we can see in some of their cultural practices like tea ceremony and sukubai, or the purification process. So typically a sukubai is outside a home and it looks like a stone basin with a small piece of bamboo where the folks would then roll up their sleeves and wash their hands and purify themselves before entering either the tea house or someone's residence. So in the Japanese garden, the waterfalls are seen in many different ways, but it adds that layer of kind of refreshment, which is seen in many different forms. It can be seen in a waterfall, or maybe in a babbling creek, or even in our Karen Sensui or our dry gardens. The rocks that are raked often are to signify water in small ponds or things like that.
Well, I will really look at waterfalls in a totally new perspective now.
Little Wonders of the Palm Beaches is brought to you by Discover the Palm Beaches and Palm Beach County, the best way to experience Florida.
We're in West Palm Beach, and I'm going to show you the coolest way to tour this beautiful waterfront city.
And that's how we roll at Palm Beach Segway Tours.
Oh yeah.
So Gemma, we've reached beautiful downtown West Palm Beach. We're near the waterfront. This body of water is part of the Intercoastal. On this end, it's called Lake Worth Lagoon. That island on the other side, that is the island of Palm Beach. We're separated from that island by the Intercoastal and about $250 million property taxes every year. So follow me, we're gonna roll down the Intercoastal. Those three man-made islands out there, those are part of our manatee preservation efforts. What happens is the manatees prefer the warmer waters of the Intercoastal as opposed to the colder waters in the Atlantic. So they were swimming out there, but they were being harmed by the boats that are going under the bridge. So what they did is they came in and they dredged this side out. It's about 30 feet deep in most places. So now the manatees stay on this side and out of harm's way. So if you see what you think is a manatee while we're out riding, make sure you let me know. Okay. Because not everything that sticks its head up out of that water is a manatee. If it has cornrows in his hair and a bad attitude, it's my ex-girlfriend. She's been stalking me ever since she found out I'm the Segway tour guide. The city of West Palm Beach also has its community revitalization efforts going on. What they did is they paid these artists tens of thousands of dollars to come and paint these murals all over town. So you'll see them at places like on the side of commercial buildings. These two underneath the bridge are part of my favorite because this artist had the ingenious idea to incorporate the surrounding structure and the natural elements into his artwork. All right, so as we go across the bridge, you might notice the cars change just a little bit. Right now, you might start to see your Lamborghinis, your Bentleys, Rolls Royces, Ferraris, Bugattis, Maseratis, and all the other Aris that I can't afford. Okay, Gemma, we've reached the Society of the Four Arts Gardens. This is where you're gonna take your foot break. It is beautiful in here. Can you imagine a botanical garden mixed with a sculpture garden?
Wow.
So I'll be outside waiting for you and I'll see you soon.
All right, see you soon. Wow, this is so beautiful. You never know who you're gonna meet in Palm Beach. Hey Teddy. Hey Winston.
So, Gemma, what did you think about one of the most beautiful hidden gems of the Palm Beaches?
It really is beautiful.
Okay, well great, you have more to see, follow me. So Henry Flagler was the first developer for the West Palm Beach side and the island of Palm Beach. He came here in the mid-1800s. He owned a small little storefront company. You might have heard of it, called Standard Oil. Yes, him and Rockefeller was partners with the Standard Oil venture. Even to this day, Standard Oil holds the record for the most profitable company in US history. He also owned the Florida East Coast Railroad, which went from St. Augustine, Florida, all the way down to the Keys. He was gonna go to the Bahamas, but his wife said that would be showing off a bit. Speaking of showing off, Henry Flagler was also the founder of the world-renowned Breakers Hotel, which is one of the most prestigious hotels in the United States. We're going to be pulling up to his house. It is called Whitehall. It is now the Flagler Museum. Whitehall is one of the most grand estates on the island of Palm Beach. To give you some perspective of how large this house is, our White House is 55,000 square feet. Whitehall is 66,000 square feet. So, Gemma, we're coming to the end of our tour, but before we do, I wanted to show you something. Do you remember when I was telling you about Henry Flagler's yacht, the Elizabeth? Well, if you look to your left, that is an exact replica of the Elizabeth. It is a modern boat with all the technology and bells and whistles. It's just made to be an exact replica of the Elizabeth. And that's how we roll at Palm Beach Segway Tours.
Oh yeah.
Don't touch that dial. Little Wonders of the Palm Beaches will be right back. Little Wonders of the Palm Beaches is brought to you by Discover the Palm Beaches and Palm Beach County, the best way to experience Florida.
We're here at the sweetest spot in Palm Beach County. This is Hoffman's Chocolates.
Thank you so much for joining us, Gemma. It's really great to have you here. As you can see, we are in the factory. Chocolate is being made by hand, as it has been for over 40 years here in Hoffman's Chocolate. In the back, you see our retail store, and we are right now opening up for Winter Wonderland in its 28th year. All of our chocolate is made here in the factory. We have over 80 different types of confection that we make here, most of it done by hand and sold in all of our stores throughout South Florida.
Nice. Well, it smells amazing in here.
Thanks. Yeah, the opportunity to be in a factory that is actually making chocolate is something that is really unique, and one that is this size is something that's really special, and we're proud of it to be here in Palm Beach County. You can come here most days of the week. You'll see chocolate being made through the windows. We've got tours going on year-round. We've got classes going on year-round. And then many times of the year we have special events around the big holidays, including this, the Winter Wonderland. So here we make items such as chocolate bars, coconut cashew crunch, all of our bark, so peppermint bark. We've got sea salt caramels, all of our creams, all of our truffles, so whether that's a caramel truffle, a key lime truffle, chocolate covered strawberries, especially around Valentine's Day. We do almost 5,000 pounds worth of strawberries here in a couple of days. So chocolate is everywhere.
Wow, and what's being made here?
Right behind us right now, as you can see being made by hand, is milk chocolate cashews. So these are formed while the chocolate is still hot and in temper. By hand, they're put down to set, and then those will go from here right into cases or right into our retail store through that window. No one's looking here. We'll kind of grab one for you.
Oh, awesome. Thank you.
Right up the line. So some of our best sellers are chocolate covered pretzels, which are double dipped in milk or dark chocolate. We sell a ton of those throughout South Florida. We have chocolate covered Oreos, chocolate covered graham crackers. We also do customization, so you can do everything from putting your logo on there for your business. We do some collegiately licensed product, so state schools and universities that have Oreos and graham crackers as well. Some additional products are butter crunch. We've got peanut butter nougat. We've got caramel apples, which are a big seller for us many times of the year, that we can have decorated in lots of different formats as well. And then a lot of times we'll just sell the boxes that have many of the different confections in one different box. Here you see the factory side of it, but behind those doors over there is our kitchen. And we have two master chefs who have both been working with the company for over 20 years, both using traditional recipes that are from Europe and all made by hand using traditional European style chocolate. So whether that's the copper kettles or the old world recipes, all of those have been the same for over 40 years. And we take those recipes, fill them with the hard work that happens out here in the factory, and then push them out to all of our stores.
Here at Hoffman's Chocolates, you not only get to try the chocolate, you also get to make it. Right now, I'm becoming a chocolatier. This is a year-round class that anyone can do.
So for all of our chocolate making classes, some of them are seasonal and some are year-round. This chocolate bar is something that can be done year-round. Something like the wreath is obviously a little more seasonal. And you can take that chocolate bottle that you have and pick whichever one of these you want, and we'll get started. Effectively, what we're doing is decorating all of the chocolate objects, whether it's a candy cane, chocolate bar, house, anything that we do around the year. And then we get to do all of these different toppings on top to give them a personalization, but also to give them a lot of great color and flavor.
I think I'm gonna go with this.
Okay, great. The chocolate bar. So that's one of our best sellers. It's just a plain dark chocolate bar, and it is ready for your magic.
Okay. Look at that. Okay.
Very cool.
I'm gonna do stripes.
Cool, that's a great idea. So don't worry about, just overdo it, and that's whatever doesn't stick will fall right off, and you'll be able to keep going. Cool. While you're doing that, I'm gonna get going on this little candy cane.
Nice.
I never miss an opportunity to make chocolate in one of these classes. I always try to jump in because it's super fun.
Yeah, it is.
Doesn't matter how old you are, it brings out the kid in everybody.
Right.
When people aren't looking, sometimes I do this.
Oh my gosh.
And then go back to making my chocolate bar. All right, you are a fast learner. You're a professional chocolatier now. It's pretty awesome.
I mean, that should go for like 50 bucks at least.
Easily 50 bucks. I'm a little concerned you're gonna take my job, Gemma. You're almost too good at this.
I should actually be a professional chocolatier. The factory was amazing, and now we're here at this beautiful winter wonderland.
We're right now standing in the garden of Winter Wonderland, which is in its 28th year this year. We've got 125,000 LED lights, and this year we're expecting almost 80,000 people to come through.
And I also saw some ice skating out there. That looks fun.
Yeah, so we've had the second year in a row to partner with the Florida Panthers, professional hockey team here in South Florida, and they have built a real ice skating rink in our front garden. So for 40 days and nights, you'll have the opportunity to do real ice skating in South Florida.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Gemma.